Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the November 5th, 2025 meeting of the Conservation Commission. The Wareham Conservation Commission will hold a meeting under Chapter 131, Section 40 of the General Laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act, the Town of Wareham Wetlands Protection Bylaw, Division 6, and any other applicable laws. All hearings of the Wareham Conservation Commission are held simultaneously under the authorities of the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act and the Town of Wareham Wetland Protection Bylaw, Division 6. Although a single decision of the Commission is issued, it represents a separate decision under each authority. All matters listed may involve a decision and possible vote. Okay, roll call, please.
Jessica Parr.
Scott Sobey.
Paula Jean O'Neill.
Sandy Slavin.
Michael Mercier.
Kwame Badi.
Faith Berry, Associate Member.
I declare we have a quorum and we can start our hearing. It's been requested that 21 Pleasant Street, the enforcement order be taken out of order. Is there anybody who would object to that? I'm seeing no. All right. So, Christine, you want to start with 21 Pleasant Street, the destruction of bordering vegetation wetlands, clearing with a heavy machinery.
Yes, so there was a large portion of this, it's mapped as a shallow swamp, that was cleared on the property at 23 Pleasant Street, technically. Most of it is, well, a lot of it is really Phragmites, but it was still something that was a large enough portion that had to be addressed. And there are photos from prior meetings that I had showed you on this property where you could see one of the machines that were working in that area.
Has anybody had a chance to get out to 21 Pleasant Street, 23 Pleasant Street in Swiss Beach to see that clearing of that wetland? No?
Not yet.
Well, it was pretty significant. I did take a picture a couple weeks ago. I can pass it around if you would like to pass it down one end and then the other. And it's just a section of it. I looked at it from a side street. I did not go on the property. This property abuts, the property is a very large portion of wetlands. I'm trying to think. It abuts the Wareham Land Trust, Marks Cove, the Wylands Trust land, and so Marks Cove. It is substantial. So I believe you've issued an order of enforcement?
Yes.
And we're here to vote on ratifying that order of enforcement.
So there's no application in front of the commission for this just yet, but the applicant is here. She just wants to speak about.
Okay, would you like to come up and speak? May I have your name, please?
Sure, it's Louise Totora, T-O-R-T-O-R-A.
All right, talk to us, please.
Okay, I did have the land cleared with a piece of heavy equipment that was like a lawnmower. Didn't disrupt any of the root system or didn't go far enough back to where it dips off into Marks Cove. It's growing back rather rapidly. It's only been done now since August. And I have pictures of that I took just a few minutes ago, and it's filling back in really quickly. As far as a proposal as to what to do, I would just like to see what happens in the next 6 months with the growing back. The deer are out there, the wild turkeys are out there. I don't think that I've disrupted anything. I've been in this property for 68 years. It's not a
Is this the first time you cleared the property in 60?
No,
You've done this cutting before?
yes.
All of it, or just this one
No,
section?
just this one section, and I really just did it because my mom wanted to see the water before she passed, and that was the last time it was done.
And can you see the water
We
When-
can see the
when-
water. We
when this
always
is
could
cut?
see the water. We always could see the water,
from the
yes.
second floor, probably?
No, there's too many trees up on
Oh.
the second floor, but more or less it's from the kitchen kind of ground level.
Any questions on the board, Jessica?
No questions.
Scott?
Did you know that you were supposed to come to this commission for permission to do any alteration in the bordering wetlands?
I did not. However, I have been here before and spoke with a couple of fellas, Dave
Pichette?
Burchett, and he, at that time, years ago, it's probably been 5 years, told me you cannot dig up or remove anything under the ground. You can just cut it back, and that's all we did was cut it ground level. We didn't pull up anything under the ground. We didn't do anything to disrupt any of the life that goes back there.
Do you have anything written from Mr. Pichette?
No, I did try to reach him. I phoned him this afternoon, and he was not in. He called me this morning, but when I phoned him back, he was not in.
But you don't have anything written from him authorizing any kind
No.
of work in that area?
No, I do have pretty close to where the property is. We have a greenhouse that has electricity. I have telephone poles. My dad used to have his garden out there, so, all of the equipment that he ran, my father, was all plugged in. And this is not the first time that we've had somebody come. I never had to pull a permit before based on, again, what they had told me when I was here.
Do you have future plans to mow in this area?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Paula Jean?
No. No questions, thank you.
Michael?
No questions, thank you.
Kwame?
None for me, thank you.
Faith?
None for me, thanks.
Christine, your recommendations, and we're looking for a vote to ratify the enforcement order, correct?
Yes, so she did bring some pictures. I think I'd like to see what the growth is looking like right now. Since it's Phragmites and they are an invasive species, if they might be growing back in pretty quickly, they may actually grow back in greater numbers. If the root systems haven't been disturbed and they're starting to grow back, I don't think it would be a bad idea to give it some time and see how it grows back, maybe within like a growing season. And then if it's not back to like a healthy, sustainable level, then maybe have some plantings done. But with it being Phragmites,
They'll find a way of growing.
yeah.
Okay. Would you like a ratification of the order of enforcement?
Yeah.
So can you explain to this group what the order of enforcement would entail?
So the order of enforcement originally entailed coming back to the commission with a notice of intent with a restoration plan.
So I have some follow-up questions, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So what kind of equipment was used? Was this like a brush hog?
He didn't say what kind it was. It just looked like a giant mower.
Was it a,
It didn't have wheels. It had a round thing on it. It was only there for a day.
like a track, like on a bulldozer?
Track,
A
yes,
track?
tracked on
Yeah,
it.
and so he rode on this, or,
Rode on that, yes. And then on Sunday, that was a Saturday, and then on Sunday, Gary Buckmeister,
Close, Buckminster,
oh,
close enough.
giving him his own name. He came by, he sat in the truck, I went out, I had conversation, and I said, do I need to come to town hall tomorrow? Is everything okay? He said, it looks to be everything is fine. It was just one piece of equipment. It was not monster big. It was a piece of equipment. And it was gone by Monday.
so I have two concerns. One is compaction. And the second is that when an area with an invasive species is mowed, you tend to remove the native vegetation that suppresses the invasive species. And that increases the likelihood that the invasive species will be invasive, will increase those populations. So I'm okay with looking at how the regrowth is. I'm guessing that there's going to be increased issues with Phragmites. Is there a fine associated with this enforcement order?
No?
There
There
has,
could
there could be.
be. But we're really looking for a confirmation of the violation and and put it on our note to bring it back in the spring to see what a regrowth is.
So
It'll regrow. I don't think that's the
Yes,
question.
but
how many of you did make it out to the site?
I did.
You did? Did anybody else? No.
This was mentioned about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, in a meeting, that there was some clearing going down in the Swiss Beach area
Yeah.
that we had a couple calls on. I think if we ratify the enforcement order and put a note in it to visit again, probably April 1st,
April 1st can work, yeah.
do you want to find now?
Well, we could fine $300 every day until the regrowth comes.
Not until we have a hearing and a notice of intent.
But this is, right, but this is
This
one of
is
the
just to say,
possibilities.
hey,
Yeah.
could be, but I'm willing to go with a ratification of the enforcement order with a revisit in April 1st.
And I would suggest, I'm not sure, I'd have to go back and look at the law again, but if there is any future mowing of this area without permit, and there may be reason to do some further work in that area to handle the Phragmites or any other invasive species. So that might be a possibility that you would come back and ask for a permit to, with help, to handle the invasive species, since it's your property, and you'd like to, I'm sure, be a good steward over that property. If there is any other mowing without permit, I think there needs to be serious consequences for that.
All right, I mean, that would be part of the notice of intent, so that's, and if, we could very well say that if the notice of intent is not filed by April 1st, we will put a $300 a day fine on.
Yeah,
That
that's
would work.
possible.
Mhm.
So you need to get with an engineer for a notice of intent before April 1st.
Okay. Going back to Florida in December.
You can hire somebody that you don't have to be there to show them the land, and they have the maps and all the information they need. So you don't have to be, I'm sure they can go to the site if it's not covered with snow, take a look at it. So reach out to somebody so they can see it before the snow covers the area that was mowed,
Okay.
that you need a notice of intent.
And tell me one more time who that person would be.
You would hire an engineering company.
Okay. So that's JC Engineering?
JC Engineering is one,
Yeah, he's been out there before.
okay?
Okay?
Yes.
And he goes out and he does what again? I'm so sorry.
He will have to, just tell him you need a notice of intent, and he knows what that is.
Okay. Okay.
Because you have to tell him your deadline is April 1st, or we start fining because of this mowing. Yeah.
Okay.
All
And
right.
If it grows back in the meantime.
That's part of the discussion when you come back in April. We said we'd look at it in about 5-6 months to see what it looks like after a growth of, over the winter. And that's part of the decision in viewing of the property in the spring.
Okay.
April 1st, good one?
April 1st.
Somebody would like to do that ratification of the enforcement order with that caveat to it?
Move to ratify the enforcement order with the caveat as attached.
Second.
And the attached is that a notice of intent must be issued by received by April 1st. If the Conservation Commission does not receive it, there'll be a $300 a day fine. Is that your caveat?
That's the caveat.
I have that motion. I heard a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained? Thank you. Wait a minute, I'm just putting my notes down.
Quieted the room.
Okay, Michael, first hearing, please.
All right. Pursuant to the provisions of the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act, General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Wareham Wetland Protected Bylaws, Division 6, a public hearing will be held in Room 520, Wareham Multi-Service Center, 48 Marion Road, Wareham, Mass., on Wednesday, November 5th, 2025, at 6 p.m. On the requests for determination of applicability for Charles DeVoe, 15 Saddle Drive, Southeastern Mass. 02375. The subject property is presently a single-family home. The front yard of this location is a flat grass-seeded area with gradual sloping down towards the back of the property, adjacent to the current residence. The northeastern side of the residence has a gradual sloping paved area, a driveway towards a garage. The backyard is a level grassed area. The plan is to demolish the current structures of the property and construct a new residence with a attached garage. The project has been approved by the Wareham Zoning Board and was recorded on October the 2nd, 2025 at the Plymouth Registry of Deeds. Map 38, Lot 47, 48A, 42 Ash Street, Wareham, Mass. And notice to open the hearing.
I have that motion.
Second?
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstains. The hearing is open. Who is here to represent this project? Please come forward. And are the green lights on in front of you? Okay, please identify yourselves.
Charles DeVoe.
Jacqueline DeVoe.
Thank you. Talk to us about this project.
What our plan is to demolish the home as it is with the garage and rebuild a new home with an attached garage.
Okay,
What we did also was that the lot was non-conforming, and we made it conforming. So we went by the rules of the setbacks when we designed the house, and there's a 25% bylaw that you can't cover more space than the 25%. We also downsized the foundation area. So we actually are giving more greenery back to the, more land back to the town.
okay. Jessica, questions?
Come back to me, please.
Scott,
I have
questions?
no questions, thank you.
Paula Jean?
No, I don't have any questions, thank you.
Michael?
No questions, thank you.
Kwame?
None for me, thank you.
Faith?
I do have a question about whether this is in the coastal storm flowage area, whether it's needs to meet the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act regulations regarding elevating the home that is subject to coastal storm flowage. Is this a requirement for this? That's my question.
I believe that's more of a building code standard. It's in an AE flood zone, though, not a VE, so there might be a slight difference, but I believe that's under the building code.
whether or not it goes up, it's under the building code requirement.
Yeah. I'm
I
pretty
could
sure-
maybe shed some light on that, where we started the process in April and May. In July 1st, the code did get more stringent, but we were told by
Snuck
the,
in.
yeah, we just got everything in before.
Your grandfathered in.
Yes, we're grandfathered
Okay.
in.
But the first floor is going to be above flood 15 feet. But it's, right now, the floor is right at 15 feet, so we're probably going up a foot or 2 feet.
Okay. Anything else, Faith?
No, thank you.
My question is, what have you done for water runoff off the roof? How do you do it now? They're gutters, right?
Well,
Going in ground?
Over the years, well, it's exactly the way it was when we bought it 20 years ago. It comes down the gutters and it just goes into the yard, keeps the grass green.
I was just wondering, have you considered having a dry well or something like that to capture the water? Because it looks like the drain pipes, do they end at the start of the grass or do they go in the ground? They're
They're right on the edge of the house, at the edge, the grass goes right to the foundation.
I would recommend dry wells to capture the water as opposed to putting it out there for possible erosion when that rain comes down hard and whatever. But may I ask, this is a question based on a town of Wareham, nothing to do with conservation. How old is the home?
Was built in 1934.
Have you gone for Historic Commission for demos?
We're going for the building permit now, and we know that the Historical Commission is part
Sorry,
of the demo.
I got many hats on, folks, so I will ask those questions. Okay, and Christine, any comments, please?
Did you have any, since it's far enough away from, like, it's outside of the buffer zone to that little beachy area, well, yeah, that sort of beachy salt marsh area that's nearby, but with it being a whole raise and rebuild, do you have any methods for erosion control while it's being done?
Well, we would assume the builder, but we would make sure that the erosion control wattles or logs that they're called, I guess that would suffice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? Is there anybody in the audience or online that would like to speak to this project? I see no one online and no one in the audience. Anybody else, any question other on the board? If not,
Motion to close the
I
hearing.
have a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
And I have a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, the hearing is closed. Christine, your recommendations?
-3, -6 with roof dry wells for the water runoff.
And erosion controls?
And erosion controls around the limit of work. I was trying to see if the plan already had them installed, but I don't see it.
That is the recommendation of the conservation agent.
So moved.
I have that motion as a so moved.
Second.
And I heard a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? You have it. Don't get concerned about the word negative, and it's positive. And don't start any work until you get your paperwork from Christine on it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Next, please.
All right. On the request for determination of applicability for Marika Needham, 28 Orchid Street, Taunton, Mass. 02785. The applicant is proposing to raise an existing single-family home and construct a new larger home with amenities that include a new deck, front porch, and paved driveway in its place. Most of the work is located within the AE flood zone, elevated 14.0 of the Wewianick River, which is off-site to the east side of the property. Map 78-1, lots 110, 111, 19 Osborne Street, Wareham, Mass. It says if, but I'm not sure if it just said is.
You read what you saw.
Thank you.
Make the motion.
Oh, motion to open the hearing?
I have a motion to open the hearing.
Second.
And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. The hearing is open, and who's here in front of us for this project? Please identify yourselves.
Marika Needham?
Jason Youngquist, Outback Engineering.
Okay, Jason, your turn.
So the applicant is proposing to tear down the existing house that's there and construct a new home. This is in the flood zone. It's in a neighborhood setting. It's not on the coast or on the beach or near the wetlands or anything like that, but it is in a flood zone. So they're going to tear down the existing house, construct a new house where the first floor will be above the flood zone. It's an AE zone, elevation 14. They're proposing to raise the foundation up above that flood zone.
Anything else?
That's about it.
Jessica,
No questions.
Scott,
No questions at this time, thank you.
Paula Jean.
Is the little shed going as well that's in back? You're taking that down also, right, while you're at it? Okay, and I'm sure you're using silt fence in there for erosion control, because it does go pretty steeply downhill to the road and to number 22 across the street.
Yeah, we can propose silt fence.
Okay, and I had a question here to ask what your planting and seeding was going to be, but then I think I saw it in there, the list of,
Yeah, so it's just going to loam and seed any disturbed areas.
like,
to make
what
it-
seed, what plant,
it's gonna
what
be
seed?
Lawn, grass seed.
There's a lot of kinds of grass seed. I'm thinking one that does not require nitrogen fertilizer, but something that's a native grass or ground cover that still looks green.
Yeah.
How'd you look?
Yeah, something that doesn't require
Yeah, it doesn't require anything. something
fertilizer,
one-
but
yeah,
definitely
okay.
a lawn.
You don't want it to look like a fairway.
No, I don't want it, anything to look like a fairway.
Sorry.
Thank you. Correct.
Anything else?
No, thank you very much.
Michael?
You just answered Paula Jean's question, my concern about the disturbed landscape of the driveway. Thank you.
Kwame?
None for me, thank you.
Faith?
Yes, are you going to meet the elevation requirements of the Wetland Performance Act regarding where you are located in the flood zone?
Yes, so our foundation will be above the flood zone elevation, so it'll meet all applicable building codes for,
Okay, because it says 2 feet.
yep.
Okay.
All right, my turn. It's odd, I have the plan in front of me, and I don't see sewer.
They were just, the plan is to just connect into the existing sewer, where it ties into the house, so it's right at the existing house.
So the proposed water service is a new connection?
That one, because it's a little bit off to the side, so we'd put a different connection there. But there's the water gate's right where it's shown there.
But you will connect to sewer?
Yep,
You are connected to sewer
Yep.
now?
yep.
Because they say they don't have a demo permit pulled yet, for the sewer department.
Yeah, it's part of the, that's the next step, so.
Then, my question again, I know the house is over 75 years old. Have you gone to Historic Commission for a demo permit?
This was the first step, so that's in the next few steps coming up.
Okay, so sewer hat, Historic Society hat. Can I talk about dry wells and the runoff from the house?
Yes, similar to the one that you just had, we
You
can
got it.
definitely have a condition of putting dry wells for roof drains. That's not a problem.
All right. Christine, any comments?
So it looks like on the plan here that there's a tree that's going to be cut. Would you be amenable to replacing that tree with a different tree on the property?
Sure.
All right, and one other thing, with it being in a flood zone, have you thought about making the driveway like a permeable material?
We were gonna go with paved, just so it, you know, when you have the permeable, there's a slope in there, it starts to erode, so we were gonna have it paved.
By paving, you mean asphalt? Because there are lots of different pavings.
Asphalt, yes.
Anything else? Any other comments or questions on the commission?
So why are you not considering some permeable or semi-permeable paving for the driveway?
Well, permeable pavement's just an expensive option, and it doesn't hold up well. It's not made for the freezing and thawing that you have in New England.
You're talking about permeable asphalt or something
Porous
like
asphalt,
asphalt?
it's not.
But there are other permeable surfaces.
There is, gravel driveway, but then again, you got shoveling and plowing, and that just deteriorates over time. We'd rather just have a paved driveway that we can take care of.
There's also dry laid stone. There are many options for permeable driveways.
There is, but cost effectiveness has to come into play too.
Okay. But not everyone is cost effectiveness, but we are in the business here of protecting the wetlands.
Again, there's no wetlands anywhere remotely near here.
Yes, but you're in a land subject to storm flowage.
It is in a flood zone.
Christine? Did I ask you for your comments?
Yeah,
I did?
yeah.
And you didn't,
I brought up
forgot.
I brought up the tree in the driveway.
the tree, that tree that doesn't look very good. It's a very sad tree, but a tree replacement. Is there anybody online or in the audience who would like to speak to this project? Yes, please come forward and identify yourself when you get to the microphone.
I'm Mary Ann Kirkbride. I live at 20 Marine, and I'm in a butter. And also a novice at this process, so I have a number of questions.
Okay.
Is the tree you're talking about the pine tree at the back of the property?
No, I think they're talking about that spruce, the,
The house is gonna be,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
what is it, that
Pine tree at the
evergreen?
back is ready to come down.
There's nothing on their plan about removing it. They're
Is that what
removing,
this is?
they're removing
Oh,
the
okay.
tree.
Okay, great, I was wondering what that was.
The little short, it doesn't look too healthy.
So, I have three kinds of questions. Some might not be
Within our.
in your purview.
You got it, I'll let you know.
So first of all, I have a comment from our neighbor, also in a butter, Mandy Narano, and she says she's absolutely against this build. Her adjoining lot on her property is not buildable, so she's not sure how this, just on the other side of a few trees, could be not considered under the same guidelines. And that property is much too small for a large home with a deck and a porch. The construction will be devastating, and the road is so small.
That is outside of us.
Okay.
You planning,
Okay.
zoning, and building department.
So that was another question. So after this, then is this going to planning, or is
Yes,
that what happens? Okay. So
I
then,
believe planning, I can't remember if you need planning or zoning. Building, you need a building permit
So they'll apply for a building permit, and they will refer them to zoning
if it's needed.
if it's needed.
So if the lot is not buildable, part of the building review will indicate that.
okay. So the questions I have about the flood zone and the water are, it might not be in a wetlands, but it's not really very far from the Weeantic. Maybe, it might be over 100 feet. I was trying to use geometry, but the water is right there. There's just one little street. I mean, here's a picture of it.
It's on the other side of Osborne is where the water is, yeah.
So I didn't know if this is in a buffer zone and it's near a buffer zone.
They did say they're in an AV elevation of 14, so this building will be at least 14 feet off the ground because they're in a flood zone.
Yeah, it's
Correct.
it's just a flood zone. It's just the AE flood zone. The nearest wetland is actually, looks to be a salt marsh that's approximately like 263 feet away.
Okay.
Right, Jason?
So then this idea about, does it have to be on stilts? Is this not you?
Not us.
Not you. Okay, how about this one? Can you, I don't know how you calculate the base flood elevation on a slant when the property is going this way?
Well, the state has found a way.
Okay, so we just take the
If-
14 feet and that's
You
it?
take the flood zone as done by FEMA. Correct, Jason? That's what,
Yes, so that's a FEMA flood elevation, comes from the government. That's a
Yep.
fixed height, it has nothing to do with the slope of the ground. That's a fixed elevation that, in the storm event, that's the max flood elevation that they determine.
And that means that the first floor is gonna be 14 feet above
At least
the land?
14 plus 2 or something like that. It's got to be above the flood zone of
All
14.
depends on different types of flood insurance and how high it has to be.
Yeah, but it's something that the building department, the building codes will take care of that.
Okay. So the lot is kind of wooded, and I agree with you about if you take out the wood, you put in grass, and then you put in a paved driveway, and then you have, how is that gonna, I mean, we're up a hill, so that, all of that stuff's gonna come eroding down and through it. Wasn't sure how you're gonna.
Well, one of
mitigate
the
that.
reasons they're putting in a paved driveway, so it won't erode down like if it was a dirt driveway or something like that. But you're not removing, you have a tree line, I mean, you're not removing the trees along that tree line, are you?
And that's just more of a brush line, so we're just.
So the
taking that
vegetation along the border of 23 Osborne Ave will stay. The
Yep.
vegetation on the backside of it, which is 20 Marine Ave, will stay, the back corner.
Yep.
So the only really vegetation they're removing is that one scruffy
one
tree, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, the lawn, it is lawned. It is a good Cape Cod crappy lawn.
Yeah, and then the roof drains will take care of any increase in runoff.
Yes,
that might
and by
be-
having the dry wells, the runoff from the roof will be underground
Okay.
and not eroding, streaming down the road. Is that answering your question?
I think so. I think the rest of our questions would be, I mean, I have questions like, are you gonna put in a second floor, and like, but you don't care about that.
Not us. Nice try.
No,
Thank you.
thank you.
Anything else? Thank you very much for your comments.
Just have two follow-up questions?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
What is the area of the proposed paved driveway?
The square footage of it,
Yes.
I don't have that available at the moment.
And then I also like to know the slope from the top, in the plan, the top left corner to the bottom right corner. So it looks like it's 5.
Well, there's an existing retaining wall that they have built in there.
Yeah, I know, but the driveway itself, it looks like from 10 feet down to 7 feet, or less than 6.5 feet.
So it's 8 at the street, so it's 10 to 8. So it's,
So it's 2 feet over, what is the length then from there?
it's 2 feet over 60 feet, so 3%.
3%, okay. No more questions, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay.
Motion to close the hearing, please.
I have a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstain? The hearing is closed. Christine, your recommendations.
-3, -6 with dry wells for the runoff, any trees that are cut down to be replaced in kind, and native grass seed to be used on the lawn.
I think there was another one for silt fence around the limit of work, I think.
So I actually looked at your plan, and you do have a proposed silt fence already on
Right.
that plan.
Okay, I just didn't know if you needed to have it as special.
I'll add it in there just to have it.
Okay,
So moved.
I have that motion is moved.
Okay, second, please.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, abstain. You have it.
Thank you very much.
Please see Christine for your paperwork before you start your work and enjoy your new home. Next one, please.
All right. All right. On the request for determination of applicability for Paul Jackman, 22 Cherbuck Lane, Wareham, Mass. 02532. 16-foot by 12-foot shed, map 2, lot E2 and 3, 22 Cherbuck Lane, Wareham, Mass. And notice to open the hearing.
I have that motion.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstain. Hearing is open, and who's here to represent this project? Thank you. Please identify yourselves.
I'm Paul Jackman.
I'm Kristen Wood.
Okay, Paul. What do you want to do other than put on a shed?
Building a shed in our lawn. That's pretty much it. Just removing the existing grass where that is and building a shed on top of it.
Questions? I'm going to, Jessica.
No questions.
Scott.
No questions?
Paula Jean.
Looks very straightforward, no questions, thank you.
Michael.
Let's see. Okay. Just quick question here. So you're moving the shed away from near water, correct? Okay. Is anything going to be put in the shed's place or anything like that, or?
There's no existing, you saying there's an existing shed?
Yeah, there's
There's
like
no
a large
existing
shed.
shed.
Then maybe I saw the wrong shed there, because there was like a big, large shed. Is that
There's
the shed?
there's something way back at the end
There's
of
a
the property.
barn,
A barn
near
at
the
the end
water?
of the property.
The barn?
That's a separate property.
Oh, okay, so there was a different property then, or?
Yeah. Yeah, we have the house, the garage in front of it, and then the
Okay.
barn's the end of the
Okay.
road property.
All right,
So
then
that's
otherwise.
saying where it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then otherwise, no other questions then, thank you.
Kwame?
Thank you.
No questions, thank you.
Will you be placing, the shed will be on what type of material? Will you putting in sonotubes or cement blocks, or it won't be sitting on the ground, will it? You'll be raising it somewhat?
I was going to put a gravel pad down, set it on the ground, and then I have to anchor it because it's in the flood zone. So
Okay.
either like
a
a
gravel, oh, he didn't
gravel
like it.
pad, yeah. So either put helical piles or just some posts in the corners to hold it in place.
Gravel pad anchored down. All right. Been to this, Chubbuck or Cherbuck?
Cherbuck.
The name's been around town a long time.
Yeah, that's how I understand it at least.
Okay, I mean, we've been down to this site many, many times, and
Right.
it was nice to see that nice green lawn.
Well, thank you. It's a
Considering what
variety
had
of
been
different
there
grasses.
before, yes.
Yeah, I have clover. It's mostly clover. And then this year we're going to put creeping thyme. So I'm very excited for that, for the bees.
Ooh, the bees will be
Great.
very happy, and your garden around it is very nice. Christine, any comments?
Oh, wait a minute,
No.
Madam Chair, you forgot.
And you forgot.
Oh, Faith, I'm sorry.
My only question was the type of gravel you're going to be using, not crushed concrete? It's
No,
not gonna be
just
okay.
clean.
Clean gravel.
Gravel, yeah, regular gravel.
Okay, because the concrete can cause problems.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry.
That's
I-
okay.
I
I'm
stopped.
quiet and I'm
I
small.
stopped.
I thought it was
see
just
you over
me
my
that she
head.
would
I
skip.
used to do this, Scott, all the time. I'm trying. Okay, Christine, your comments, please.
No comments.
All right, anybody online or in the audience would like to speak to this project? I'm seeing none.
Motion to close the hearing.
I have a motion to close the hearing. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. The hearing is closed. Christine, your recommendations.
-2, -6.
So moved.
I have that motion, and I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. You're done. You have it. Please don't put it in until you get the paperwork from Christine.
Okay. Is that tonight or that's come back tomorrow and handle that?
Sometime next week.
Yeah.
Either
okay.
tomorrow or next week, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Remember, Tuesday's a holiday.
That's right.
Yeah, just not Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday?
Come, Tuesday, Veterans Day. Come
I
join,
thought it was Monday.
no, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
There's a parade downtown, so be careful.
Oh, what time is it?
I think it's, what time is the parade? 10? Starts at 10. And we will stop at 11 o'clock, no matter what we're doing. The bells will ring because that's when it was signed, so come down and enjoy the parade.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Next, please.
All right. All right. On the request for notice of intent for Matthew and Cindy Rhodes, P.O. Box 578, East Wareham, Mass. Project involves work on the lot containing a single-family dwelling, including construction of a 54-foot by 32-foot accessory structure, retaining walls, pool, grading, filling, and the installation of 4 new piles and a boat lift in association with an existing pier. Map 22, Lot 1006, A1, 72A Burgess Point Road in Wareham, Mass. And notice to open the hearing.
I have that motion.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained. The hearing is open. And who's here to represent this project?
Good evening, Brian Wallace with JC Engineering.
Okay.
All right. We're, the applicants here are looking to do quite a few activities on site. They're looking to construct an accessory structure, 54 by 32 foot, with a 42 by 10 foot wide covered walkway attaching to the existing dwelling. They are proposing to install a 15 by 40 foot pool with an associated pool patio around it. And that would involve some filling in, and that would be supported by 2 proposed retaining walls on the seaward side of the property. They are also proposing to install some landscape buffers consisting of salt-tolerant trees and shrubs where existing vegetation will be removed for the installation of the walls. They are also going to be extending the gravel driveway to the accessory structure and also a portion at the back of the property behind one of the proposed retaining walls. They are also looking to install 4 new piles near the existing dock. We were in front of the commission, some of the members might recall, for an extended float a couple years back. So they're looking to install 2 tie-off piles that are located 25 feet easterly of the existing float, and 2 more piles that would support a proposed 15 by 14 foot boat lift that would be installed adjacent to the last permanent section of the pier. And last, they are looking to install an electric conduit which would provide power to the boat lift from the existing house. So that's the extent of the site work there. A few of the resource areas. So most of the site work occurs within land subject to coastal storm flowage at elevation 15 and 16, which splits the property. That includes the accessory structure, the driveway, the entire pool area. A portion of the retaining wall does encroach into the 100-foot coastal bank offset. The minimum setback is 92.6 feet, but for the most part, it sort of straddles that 100-foot buffer zone line. As far as the piles go, those are, of course, installed in land underwater and also land containing shellfish. So those piles would be 12-inch diameter. They would total about 3.2 square feet of area. So that is sort of what we're proposing here. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I'm going to start with Scott, because Jessica's going to say, come back to me.
So I have a number of questions. First one is, it looks to me like there's already been quite a bit of clearing work done where the proposed accessory structure is. Just tell me, can you tell me why the work was done before coming to the commission?
Yeah, so there was a previous order conditions issued for the construction of this house. That was back in 2022. And we had a limit of work line that sort of encapsulated most of the property and went back all the way to the 30-foot offset to the coastal bank. So I think a lot of the work was incidental to the original house construction. And I think some of the clearing that had occurred in that area, again, was sort of, part of that original order condition.
Yeah, it looked pretty fresh to me when I was out there.
I believe a few trees were taken out, again, just within the land subject to the coastal storm flowage, not within any setback to a resource area. I believe those were actually, I spoke with the owner about this, and they were working on I believe, a wetland restoration project of some sorts where they actually used those trees as part of that. So that's sort of where maybe some of the trees went. But I believe the site has sort of been in the state for quite a couple years. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was out there, I didn't realize that quite a bit of the proposed project, was on the other side of the existing dwelling, so I didn't actually get out there all the way. I have a question maybe for the chair or for the conservation agent. So when an existing pier is modified, like this is proposed to be modified, does it require, what's that license for any kind of pier?
For Chapter 91?
Chapter 91. Does it require Chapter 91?
If the pier's already been built and it has a Chapter 91 license, then it should be fine.
Even if it's extended?
That I would have to double check with the state on.
Okay, I think that's an important point. And
Being the extension being the proposed boat lift?
the boat lift and the additional
piles.
piers.
Yeah, that would be a sort of a next step for us. Typically, you wouldn't initiate the Chapter 91 process until after you have local approval, which is sort of what we did for the original float extension. So once we have approval from this commission, we would then consult the state on what they would require, whether that's an amended license or
Okay.
just administrative approval.
All right. Madam Chair, if you would come back to me, I would be appreciative.
I will try to remember.
All right.
Paula Jean.
It's a big project.
There's quite a bit
It's all
going
over
on
the
there.
place, yeah. So they were planting some trees when I was there, so maybe those were some of the trees in question. They were planting them out toward the road, I think. I don't have any other questions right now, thank you.
Michael.
All right, so Scott already beat me to the construction going on aspect of the property. So there's a pool being proposed in the back property, correct?
Correct, yep.
Now, is that going to have to wait till a certain time of the year before it's built? Or are there plans to wait till a certain time of the year, or be due to the upcoming season and all that?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the weather. You know, sometimes we get Decembers that are very mild, and they might be able to get that construction started. So if that's an option available for the owner, I'm sure they'll try to get the site work done as quickly as they can. But it really depends on what kind of winter we have up here.
All right, and obviously proper maintenance as well during the seasons, or like drainage and all that?
I'm sorry, don't understand the question.
With the pool, so it doesn't freeze, would there be like proper drainage and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, they wouldn't use the pool until the springtime anyway,
Sure,
so it's possible
obviously.
they probably wouldn't fill it, until the spring. But yeah, all the equipment and everything, the pool cover itself, would be sort of, installed between the pool and the house itself. Yep.
All right, okay, another
Plumbing.
question?
Sorry, Michael, you're done? Plumbing.
Done now, buddy. So, I love you, man. So explain to me about the retaining walls, kind of like, I just need to
Sure.
Yeah,
Of course. So there's, starting by the pool side, there's going to be two, sort of a double tier retaining wall. The one closest to the pool is more of a structurally designed one, because the pool company had requested that be engineered to support the weight of the pool. So it's most likely going to be a concrete poured retaining wall with maybe some sort of stone facade. The lower retaining wall, which wraps around the bottom of that first retaining wall, would be some sort of boulder, probably shorter. It would be, a boulder retaining wall, and that would extend around and along the side of the property where it's supporting fill along the westerly side of the property behind the existing house and then also behind the proposed structure. So
there will be more fill for the retaining walls, like
essentially it would-
boulders and all such.
Exactly. Yeah, the fill, it would sort of, the wall itself would be supporting the filled-in area there. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Faith?
Didn't forget me this time. Anyway, my question is, are you aware of some of the DEP concerns regarding the shellfish and the eelgrass and the time of year that the pilings would be put in, because it's a spawning time for a certain type of, I believe it was a halibut?
Flounder.
Or flounder,
Flounder,
yeah. And then also the shellfish, the way the barge will be located to put in the pilings so that it won't disrupt, eelgrass in the area, because you are pretty close to where there's some eelgrass out there.
Yes, yeah. So we did receive the letter from Division of Marine Fisheries this afternoon. And it's a very similar letter to the letter that we had received back in 2022, I believe, for the float. So very similar conditions and requirements that we would be subjected to at the time of that float install for these piles as well. So that's something I anticipate it'll be the same, contractor doing the install this time around as well. So I think everyone sort of involved is familiar with what's required of that. Yep.
Okay, so you won't be doing work during the time of year when they're going to be, or putting the pilings in when the fish are spawning?
That's correct. Yeah, I believe it's over the winter, January.
I think it was January to March, wasn't it?
January to May.
May,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, we'll those time restrictions, are, we're aware of that, and
Okay.
any piles will be installed, after that time frame.
Okay,
Or
thank
before.
Anything else? Okay, Scott, back to you.
This is one of those situations where the project is laid out with stakes and so on. I saw the stakes on the landward side, but like I say, I didn't go out to the water side. And now hearing the project described and seeing the plans in tandem with the description, I would really like to see it again, the site again. It's one of these things where we like to see the site before the hearing, but sometimes we like to see the site after the hearing too, after we understand the parameters. I see that there's a 30, on the plan, there's a mark for the 30-foot offset to the coastal bank. I don't see a 100-foot line. Am I missing
Yeah,
that?
it says coastal
Bank.
basin, 100 feet.
Yeah, it's a green line.
It's the green line,
It's kind of near the pool, if you look, just.
it's by the,
I
it's by
see
the
it.
big,
Oh, I see it.
Upper
Okay.
right.
big retaining wall.
Okay.
This second retaining wall closest to the water is that 100.
Is there any way to get that retaining wall back off that 100 feet so it's outside our jurisdiction?
Well, it would
It's-
still be in the
it's still-
jurisdiction.
Yes, still a
Yeah.
but not within the 100-foot state law.
Yeah, no, I mean, the owner kind of evaluated this area quite a bit, and, the setbacks that are shown sort of represent a desired area for the pool decking, and the actual level backyard with the house itself. So it does encroach a little bit into that 100-foot buffer zone, but, they also wanted to make sure they didn't go further than they needed. With that work itself, it sort of felt like it was a good compromise to sort of get that level area behind the house. Yep.
So I'd like to see this again, but I'll take your word for it. Is that area disturbed as it is now?
That area was cleared, under the previous order of conditions. And that limit of work is the same.
The one on the bottom shows where the retaining wall is now and where the stake is going to go for the new retaining wall. You can see that it's already yard, lawn,
I see.
Yep.
And
it's
that-
clered.
That boulder wall will be removed, is that?
That will be removed, and some of that material will be
Will be used for the
reused
new, yeah.
where possible, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
all right, thank you.
Okay, now Jessica.
No questions.
All right, you ready for me?
Of course.
Okay. This proposed accessory structure, it only has electricity coming to it?
It would have power, yep.
Only
and
power?
it-
No
power-
water, no septic?
No, there's the possibility.
It's not on the plan?
Yes, though, the septic, the sewer tie-in, septic tie-in is shown on the plan. The water would run from the main dwelling to that structure, yes.
So this is telling me it's probably going to be lived in if it has water, electric, and septic. It's going, to me, the idea of an accessory, I can see an accessory dwelling as permitted with a, probably above a garage, which is why you have a gravel driveway to a building that's, I guess my question is there something being planned for this new accessory structure? Because I don't see anything but electricity going to it.
Yeah, no plans at the time for anything like that. There could be a bathroom in there or a reason to have, and the plans for that are still sort of under development, but it would be a single-story structure.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm going to want to see the water in the septic. It's just odd, and then it's odd to have a proposed covered walkway.
Yep.
Is that to bypass some bylaws regarding another building on this site?
No.
I mean, we watched
it's-
one person put in a
Yeah.
covered to connect two buildings and get it permitted.
Yeah, no, this is just more of a covered walkway, just in case it's raining out and they want to get to that space, they could do so without getting rained on.
Because it goes up against an existing garage, which is a solid wall.
Yep.
So I'm going to have a walkway going to a solid wall.
Yeah, there would probably be a door installed there.
I'm just,
Yeah.
okay. So we'll have plantings along the whole length of the property line behind a stone retaining wall. So you'll take the retaining wall out and move it closer to the property line.
That is
The
correct.
stone retaining walls.
That is correct, yep.
And that will go from the side all the way to the back around the pool. Then there'll be a stone retaining wall, landscape plantings, and then a cement wall to support the pool.
That's correct, yep.
Now, the pool will be, how much soil do you need to put in that area to bring it up to the height?
Yeah, I don't have a calculation on that,
Because
unfortunately, at this time.
that's a lot of soil to bring it from, because I'm sure it will be level with the deck,
Yep.
with the upper deck area that exists. All right, so we say that the pool can only be filled with exterior water source, and drained from an exterior pickup, no draining on the land. So
Yep,
you need a
understood.
truck to bring the water and a truck to take the water out.
Yep.
I guess that's one way to put it. Okay. Now, on the south side of the plan, near where you're extending the walkway, you're putting another retaining wall with plantings?
Yes, so there is a retaining wall on the abutting property. You know,
Yes.
it's pretty much right on the property line.
Yep.
So they're sort of working together on how to fill in this sort of awkward area, if you saw it out
Especially
there.
since at that area is where the new house, the abutting house has his electrical panels
Exactly.
and air conditioning and all the noisy stuff. So they want to build this up so we can put some type of
Buffer.
sound barrier,
Yeah, exactly.
trees and stuff.
Yeah, so they're good neighbors. They're working together on this little area, and that's something that it would be a very similar retaining wall as what's on the other property, and then plantings. Yeah.
Now, in order to accommodate the pool, will there be any tree removal between the pool and where you're going to have your, the edge of the water? I think there could be 1 or 2 trees.
I think so, yeah, 1 or 2 oak trees.
Yeah.
I recall seeing one out there, being sort of right at the.
It's one of, at one of the stakes,
At one
so
of
I
the stakes
figured
for
it's
the
going to go
wall.
bye-bye.
Yeah, yeah.
And I noticed that near this accessory dwelling, there's a whole bunch of new birch trees that have been recently planted.
Yes.
Okay, now, we'll get to the pier. I have a question for you. I noticed that the 2 pylons will be how many feet out from the existing float?
So these are 25 feet away from the existing float.
I gather they're there for springer and bow lines.
Yeah, they would be, that area is. it
How
can
big
get
of a boat?
Pretty rough. I don't recall
Well,
the size.
25, at least a 20-foot beam.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a big boat to put over that that eelgrass.
Yeah, I don't have the specs on the boat exactly. It's very, the idea is very similar to what, was approved next door when we did the permitting for that. So, those two tie-off piles, just to hold on to the boat when, it gets rough out there with wakes.
Just,
And-
my concern is size boat that you need in order to accommodate that distance. That's a big beam, which means it's a big boat with big props going back and forth over that eelgrass constantly.
Yep.
And we'll lose that eelgrass because they'll have to come in, turn around, back into the slip area. Okay.
Well, we are 50 feet from the eelgrass
I
at that
know,
spot.
but I'm sorry, if it's a 50-foot boat,
Yeah, I
you don't
understand.
have far to go. If I've got a 20-some-odd beam.
They certainly don't have a 50-foot boat,
Yet.
but,
They probably will once you give them the place to put a springer. And the bow or stern
I
lines.
can't speak for their future
Yeah,
plans.
anyway, okay.
Yep.
Now, the proposed boat lift. So there will be 2 pylons placed for that?
Correct, yep. So
And an
that,
electrical line coming out in order to raise and lower the boat?
yes, that would be the power supply for the lift.
Okay. Now, it was out there. There's absolutely nothing in the water to indicate to me where these 4 pylons will be placed. Normally, we ask to have some hint as to where they are going to go, and they weren't there. And as Scott says, he didn't go there, but I noticed, oh, where are they going? Am I supposed to guess where 25 feet is and whatever? So we would like to have them marked with some type of float device, all 4 of these pylons.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we have a fixed structure out there now, and,
You got a float, yeah, you have your floating dock, but I wanted to visually see where these 4 pylons are gonna be placed.
okay.
The 2 for the boat lift and the 2 for the tie-off area.
Okay. Well, I'll see what we can do. It can get a little tricky with,
We've had it done in
Ebb and flow.
February and March, so
No, I
it's
understand.
been something we've asked for, and most engineering companies have provided it for us as a visual to where they want to do the work.
yeah, it's something we can certainly do. I know in the past, we've been asked to do just one float for the end of a pier, for an entirely new
Yeah,
pier.
but now you're taking 2 pylons, and then 2 more pylons, and it would be nice to visually see the distances we're talking about.
Okay.
Now, I'm trying to think, have I covered everything that I had? The floats, the removal of the tree in order for the pool, draining and filling the pool. So a lot of the stones that you have now will be used for the new, bigger, wall, retaining wall, correct? It will be it'd be
Yeah.
similar to what I have now, just moved up another
Yeah,
feet for the pool.
yeah, as I understand with talking with the owner, they're gonna try to use as many of those stones as they can. They like the wall to be a little bit more of a tighter fit, I guess, between the stones themselves.
Okay.
So they're gonna reuse as much as they can with that.
And
but-
I'm sure a lot of the fill that's down behind the proposed accessory dwelling will be used to fill in the area between the existing patio and the retaining walls.
That's correct, yep.
For the pool.
Excuse me, Madam Chair, just to be clear, you've referred to this a couple times as accessory dwelling unit. It would not qualify as ADU under Massachusetts law, because it's 1,700 square
No,
feet?
it's a proposed accessory structure. I will use the right word.
Okay.
Proposed accessory structure. It's
Right.
bigger than the 900.
Right.
Which would be an ADU.
Yep.
Okay. But, so, we have, I want to see, you got my notes as to what I would like to see expanded on the plan. And I'd like to see located the tree that's being removed, and we will ask for some trees to be planted in its place. What type of drainage is coming off this pool patio?
Yeah, we hadn't proposed any specific drainage structures in that for the pool patio itself, but that's certainly something we could.
I would like to have some type of drains to accommodate the water coming off that so it doesn't erode the banking.
Okay, yeah, that.
Or the area.
Some sort of subsurface structure probably wouldn't need to be
And
overly large.
what type of planting will be around? I gather it'll be a lawn.
Yeah, so the owner is very pro-tree in this particular area. You know, they've lived there for a couple of years and have experienced the winters and the wind blowing across the water there. So they would like to do just, you know, a lot of evergreen oaks to sort of replace some of the vegetation that's being removed.
I just don't want the grass that's going to be around the pool area to require nitrogen.
Yeah, I
Do
totally
have an
understand.
order of conditions that's slow releasing, low nitrogen is our order of conditions.
Yeah, that's whatever, you know, it's a standard
All right.
I'm familiar with, and we'll
I think,
abide by that.
I'm hoping I got my questions and concerns out. Is there any other comments on the board? Jessica?
No comments.
Scott?
So the plan doesn't show where the equipment is for the pool, the filters and pumps and all that mechanical stuff that's associated with pools. Do you know where that's going to be located?
You know, that would likely be somewhere, you know, up against the house itself. I can talk with the owner, and if they have a place in mind, that's something we could certainly add to the plan.
Because I'm sure they wouldn't want the noise.
They wouldn't want the noise, we would want it as far from that 100-foot coastal bank offset as possible.
Anything else, Paula Jean?
No, thank you.
Michael?
I don't think this was addressed yet, maybe I'm wrong, but any runoff issue as far as the proposed accessory structure, how that's going to be handled?
Yeah, again, we didn't propose anything for that necessarily. It's sort of in the front of the site, you know, and any runoff that is generated from that roof, it would be certainly run towards, you know, away from the wetlands, away from the house that's there now.
Dry
into that
wells.
Lawn area, so
Dry
we
wells.
could certainly do dry wells for that as well.
Thank you. I forgot
you.
that one.
I was surprised you didn't say that, Sandy.
I was thinking, did she forget
There was
that
so many
one?
other-
And I was like, wait a
So many
minute.
other things I wanted to cover. Kwame,
None for me, thank you.
Faith.
No more questions.
Okay. Christine, your comments.
So it's almost 30,000 feet of land subject to coastal storm flowage that's being altered. How much of that is going to be impervious now?
Just the structure, well, the structure, accessory structure, and the pool patio would be the two impervious areas. I don't have an exact number on that for you. You know, I could do some quick math on the structure itself.
1,700 square feet.
1,700 for that, and then the patio, pool patio. That's a number I could get for you.
All right.
That's going to be more than 1,700 square feet.
Yeah.
You figure the pool is impervious to
Yeah.
water.
And since you had mentioned a previous order of conditions, I went to see if we had it. One of the conditions, one of the special conditions on that order of conditions says no work, including the removal of vegetation, shall be allowed beyond the approved limit of work / hay bale line. And it says this shall be a continuing condition. So I might want to see about getting potential clarification on that, because I'm not sure if that means that no work is to be approved past that order of conditions, or if it's just applicable to that particular order of conditions.
Has that order of conditions been closed yet?
No, yeah, that one's still open.
Therefore, it's still valid.
Yeah. As far as the, pier and the boat lift goes, I am also a bit worried about the eelgrass that's in that area. When you look on the eelgrass maps, 72 Burgess Point off to the left doesn't really have any eelgrass mapped out there, but 72A is incredibly close to a fairly large colony of it. And with it being, you're going to be kicking up a lot of turbidity in that area with a large boat. So that would be something that I would be worried about. And the other thing is, with there being a boat there and with there being land containing shellfish in the area, if there's any sort of toxicants that would come off of the boat into the water that could affect that particular area.
Well, every boat has bottom paint,
Yeah.
and every boat has barnacles on bottom paint that comes off. Okay. Anything else? I'd like time to read the letter we got today from Division of Marine Fisheries. Scott would like to have some more time to visit the site, so with that, I'd like to have anybody, and you got some changes to make to the plans.
Yeah, may I just mention one particular item about the dock itself? So that the float that we had proposed to be extended back in 2022, that was approved. And there's no sort of change that is being proposed here in the use of this structure itself. So what is currently permitted and what it's being used for today, there's no plan to sort of change that or increase the intensity of that with any new boats. The owner is simply looking, having lived there for a couple years now and learning some of the issues that he faces, when his boat is down there now. That's what he's sort of trying to plan for. So that's why we're doing the tie-off piles and the boat lift itself. There's no sort of increase in the activity down there that we're proposing under this notice of intent. So I just wanted to clarify that for the commission. Yep.
Is there anybody online or in the audience who would like to speak to this project? Please come forward and identify yourself. Just come forward, have a seat, and tell us who you are. Any one of them, this one right here, right in front of you, is a fine place to sit.
This one all right?
Yes.
I apologize. I can't hear everything from back there. I kind of got congested.
Okay.
My name is Marie Grandmont. I'm at 74 Burgess Point Road. The property that you're talking about used to be mine. I sold it to Mr. Rhodes. It was a larger property back then.
You had a lot of it out. You have a lot of it out there, or had a lot of it out there. Your home has been there a long time.
45 years.
I was going to say.
And I'm pretty familiar with the property.
Yes, I'm sure you are.
But I came here today. Generally, I don't come. But today I came because I got a letter from J.C., who used to be my...
Good to see you again, Marie.
Yes. Anyway, I went down Town Hall and I got the plan here, and I really am agog. This 32 by 54 proposed accessory structure, what is that? A slab. So does that mean you would pass putting a slab in before we know whether we're getting a 3-story building or a barn or whatever?
We would only be able to discuss what is going to be on the land. How it's built up or anything like that, that would be the building department.
I went to the building department, and they told me to come here.
Oh, we're here, we can say whether or not the dwelling can be allowed. How they use it is not within us. We
You
can't.
can say that how it will be allowed?
We can say whether or not it can be placed on there. We can't say if it's 2
Okay.
feet or 10 feet or 4 stories.
Well, I have several Burgess Point neighbors, not direct
abutters, but, you know, we know each other down there. And they're concerned because it looks like a second home.
Well, that's why I've asked whether or not there's water, septic, and electric to it, because the plan only shows electric.
So does that mean,
All I want to see on the plan, then it's up to the building department to say whether or not it can be a separate dwelling, occupied dwelling on the property that's outside of us.
okay,
Okay, so that's why we asked the question what utility these are going.
just couldn't hear it all.
Okay,
Sandy.
all right.
All right, and another thing, the dock we had built was the first thing that we ever did on the property. In 1982, Kenny Tripp built the dock very well. But now I just heard that there's going to be a heavier boat or a bit larger boat.
We do not know the size of the boat they're proposing. They are proposing to pylons to add for a springer and bow retention on a boat. So to me, that indicates a boat bigger than what they currently might use to the float. I can't say, there's nothing in the plans that say what is or is not allowed for the size of the boat, but to say that we have pylons for springers, bow, and sterns lines, that tells me a boat of substantial size, and they want a more secured lines for the boats, that's all. We don't know what's going to be there.
Does this, I just saw it lift. Does that mean it lifts?
They will drive a boat onto it and then lift it out of the water.
Lift the boat out of the water?
A little boat, probably what they got now.
That's the plan. As far as I'm concerned, there's no plan to get a larger
Probably have like
boat.
a 30-footer or something.
No, it's a little one in there now. What is it, 15, 18-footer?
Well, the boat lift itself is 14 feet wide, so that would be the maximum width that they.
Then it's not much more than a
It's not a large.
15-footer.
Yeah, I can get the exact number for
But
next time. But
it was out there tied to the floats when I went out. So I figured that's the one that's going into the lift.
it would. Yes, it would be. Yep.
Okay. Yes.
Can they specify that, make sure that's the one going on the lift?
Nope.
Oh, okay,
We're just proving the lift. What goes in there is up to the owner.
okay. All right.
Anything else?
I have no questions about a pool.
Okay.
Or anything else. This extra slab here is bothersome. It is, doesn't look like, I don't know where that came from, because they've got all the house has been built and they're living in it and whatnot, and all of a sudden they come up with this. This makes me nervous. And the 27-foot wide gravel driveway.
Yes.
They already have a 3-car garage.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So,
Well, I've got 5 cars, so I would prefer them.
I understand, I'm just saying, this is the only road in and out, and I'm concerned that
More
another-
traffic.
Yeah. It's the only road in and out, and Dr. Geegan is after us, and that's it.
Yes.
But we're all gonna be going back and forth, and this one is the last going out. Just very confusing. And the road after this is still a dirt
A
road.
very narrow dirt road that you don't have many places to pass each other on.
No.
I noticed that.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
I think that's all I can think of right now. What do you think?
I think you covered it all.
Okay.
But, to me, the planning department will know the structure that's being planned to be put on this accessory structure.
Okay, so.
They need to have building plans to show, yeah, we don't.
So one question I have, are they not allowed to put a slab until the building people?
They can't do anything until the whole project is approved.
See,
We're
I'm not-
just the first step.
All right, my husband's not too well to do this anymore, so I'm trying to read it as best I can.
You did a very good job of understanding what you saw in front of you. Yes.
All right, thank you, folks. I appreciate the time, thank you.
Of course, no problem.
There's been a lot of changes down that road.
Oh, yeah.
I remembered going to Barbara Geegan's for a garden club
Oh, yeah.
garden tour with her daylilies. Absolutely spectacular. It was that long ago.
Yes,
Maybe
I-
25
not
years
that
ago.
long ago.
Oh, 25 years ago.
Well, that wasn't too long for me. Yeah,
Maybe it was 30 years ago, but it was one of our
I
first garden
remember it,
tours.
yeah.
Yes, we had to bring buses because of the yes, I'm going offline. He's reminding me I'm going offline. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else to comment on this project?
No one else would come.
All right. No one online? No. All right.
Move to close the hearing?
No.
Continuing.
You want to close it, or you want to visit the site?
All right, let's
Continue.
move to continue.
Close it.
Second.
Yeah, he wants to close it, sure.
Yeah, that's.
We're continuing until 11:19?
Wonderful.
Sounds
No worries.
good.
We can get it staked out, the floats marked out for you.
You got a couple weeks.
I think you need to walk out
So
there
there's a
yourself.
motion to continue until the 19th?
Yes,
What
I
does that mean
second
here?
it.
I have a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained?
Do I get another letter?
You won't.
No,
Yeah,
no.
That's your notice.
We're
I
continuing.
don't get up very often. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
The
Thank
next
you,
one,
board.
please.
Thank you.
Okay.
On the
This
request,
was last time I was here, a couple of years ago, and I still haven't had my knee done. Yeah.
on the request for a notice of intent for Rick Valenti, P.O. Box 256, North Carver, Mass. 02537, grading, paving, and tree removal with the associated utilities and drainage with the 100-foot buffer to a bank bordering on a pond. Map 98, Lot 1031, 0 Pierceville Road, Wareham, Mass. And notice to open the hearing.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstains. The hearing is open. Is there anybody here to speak for this project?
Good evening. William Connolly, Zenith Consulting Engineers for the record.
Okay. Talk to us. So we're only here for the grading, paving, and tree removal, drainage utilities. We don't care about the placement of the houses. They will come to before us as each one is being proposed.
And I guess I'll start with, we don't have a DEP file number yet, so we understand that the hearing can't be closed tonight.
That's right.
So we were just hoping to introduce the project and get some
Then-
feedback from the commission.
Then give it a start.
All right. So the site is map 98, lot 1031 Pierceville Road. So it's located on the northerly side of Pierceville Road. It's a 7.5 acre lot, which is mostly wooded. There's a pond located to the east, which is a reservoir for the bogs. It's not located in flood zone, and as far as topography goes, it's extremely flat. Slopes slightly from the rear of the property to the front. Bear with me here. So what we're proposing is a 6-lot, single-family residential subdivision. There's approximately 750 feet of roadway with a dead-end cul-de-sac. The roadway is 22-foot wide with Cape Cod berm, with a 5-foot wide sidewalk to the easterly side of it. As far as drainage, we're proposing a series of catch basins which will collect and treat stormwater runoff before going into an infiltration basin, which is located over here. This drainage complies with stormwater management standards and the Town of Wareham stormwater bylaw. So here's the erosion control sheet. What we're proposing is a construction entrance right at the beginning of the roadway. We're proposing silt sacks, which are to be installed in all catch basins until the site's fully stabilized, as well as silt sock, which will be installed along the easterly side of the site, along the limit of work here. The bottom of the basins until those are fully stabilized, and the westerly side of the site, up gradient of the abutters on that side. And as you said before, this filing in front of you is just for the proposed roadway and associated drainage, and we'll be filing individually for the house lots at a later date. So I think that's it for now. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Well, before they ask the questions, you've got how many feet inside of our 50-foot no-work zone, no-touch zone? How many feet inside the 50-foot?
For the roadway,
Yes, the cul-de-sac.
I believe it's roughly 60 square feet. My understanding is that
Yeah, okay. So there is some touch in the 50, so we're probably going to look for some some mitigation. Okay, questions? Jessica?
No questions at this time.
Scott?
No questions at this time.
Paula Jean?
Should this have been staked for us to look at this? I mean,
I believe it was staked out a couple weeks ago.
I was in there today, and I climbed through the dead white pines there and walked all the way into the end, and there was a pin with some orange tape on it laying on the ground, not stuck in the ground. And then on my left going in, there were 2 pieces of tape and a tree, and then nothing all the way in, and there was a stake that said, T3, but that was about it.
My understanding was that the surveyors staked this whole line on this side.
Well, wherever, I mean, I didn't go in bushwhack into the edge like towards the water, but I went where it's previously been bulldozed and all those trees have been taken out.
Yeah, where we
through
did the
there.
test.
I went in all the way through there, and I thought, well, what am I looking at?
Yeah, so you might have found like a survey control point. That might have been the pin.
Yeah, so, but I didn't see anything like to designate where the actual paving that you want to do would be, or which trees you're asking
Oh, yeah.
about removing. There was no mark to indicate, what trees you want to take out.
Yeah, my understanding was that they basically staked out the limit of work within the 150-foot buffer along this side. I don't think they staked out the roadway or anything like that.
She's asking, can we have this roadway at least staked out on both sides so we can see the width of it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
that's-
going down to some point to tell us where the cul-de-sac, right?
Yes, and what about, since you're asking us about tree removal, it would be good to indicate the trees that you want to remove.
Yeah, so the erosion control line is pretty much where the trees will be moved to.
So you think of clear cutting the entire thing, basically?
No, not the entire thing. Basically, what we did was we gave a buffer to each house. As you know, there's very tall pines in there, so we tried to give like 50 feet. But we pretty much kept the limit of clearing as tight as we could.
Well, that's great. It's just really going in there, it's like, well, the trees aren't going to tell me.
Yeah,
I'm
we
on
can-
death row and I'm not.
We can make sure it's marked out
would be
more
great.
clearly, and then we can also
good.
stake out the roadway.
Okay,
Thanks.
Michael,
No questions at this time, thank you.
Kwame,
Am I allowed to ask how many houses are going into this area?
he said 6,
And,
right, 6?
Yeah, it's 6 lots.
okay, six lots, okay. And I think the other concern I had too was the staking, but no other questions. Thank you.
Faith?
Yes, I have some questions. I went out there and I was trying to figure out where the stormwater management system was going to be located to, and I had the same problem. I didn't see much stake, but I noticed in the plans that you have, you're going to use Coltech stormwater management system, and I read about it, and it needs an awful lot of maintenance and management to make sure that it functions properly. So my first question is, who's going to be responsible? Because some of the maintenance has to be done on a monthly basis, and some of it is done biannually. So who's going to be responsible for maintaining the stormwater management system that you're going to install?
Yeah, so we have a whole operation and maintenance agreement that's submitted with the stormwater report. So it might even spell it out here. But I believe the owner will be responsible for maintaining.
Which owner?
Well, it's going to go into a homeowners association, so.
So there will be an HOA?
Yes, I believe so.
And so you're saying that the homeowners association
'Cause is
will
the city gonna
will
pay
be
for this?
responsible for maintaining these stormwater basins?
Yeah, they responsible for, I guess, hiring someone to inspect them and.
Because it looked really costly, and there's a log that has to be kept for this kind of system, and it says that it needs a special person to approve them every year, and, you know, my concern is I just don't want it to end up being the city's responsibility, or the town's responsibility to take care of it.
Understood.
Yeah. My other question is about the rechargers that are used for these. They specify that no trees can be over or near them, so I couldn't tell where the rechargers are going to be located in the stormwater maintenance system and how many trees are going to need to be removed so that there's no trees over the rechargers too.
So I believe that will be part of the, when we go with the individual lots, because we're only proposing one for this Lot 3. So that will be part of that filing when we file for that individual house lot.
Okay. And then who's going to be responsible for maintaining the catch basins too? That's another, those need to be, you know, serviced to make sure that they don't have silt buildup so that they operate properly.
Yeah, so that will be the same as the subsurface. Yeah, I believe it'll be part of the homeowners association to pay to have those inspected and cleaned as necessary.
Okay, it'd be nice to have that kind of specified for us as well.
Yeah, I can, we have the whole stormwater report with all the operation and maintenance agreements, so I can certainly provide the commission with that.
Okay.
Part of planning does that too, doesn't it? Planning reviews the stormwater plans and whatever, so those would be good questions for planning to make sure that it is covered.
Yes.
Now, show me where okay, where's the tree line going, where is all the trees going to be cleared?
So do you see the
I can see the squirrely little
the
loopy
squiggly
things.
line?
Okay, so I'm starting by the road, by the V in Pierceview Road, across the berm of this retention area, squirreling down to the outside of another retention area, up around into the cul-de-sac, all the way into the property line, down behind all four of those homes, the squirrely line, that will all be clear cut in this project. Is that what you're asking for? Is everything in that area to be clear cut?
No, so there's going to be at least, I would say, 50 to 60 foot buffer behind those houses.
But you've indicated this to be the tree line. So the tree line is going to be cleared to the tree line?
What portion of the site are you?
I'm just looking at the whole site. I know I'm only concerned, we can only talk about what's within the 100-foot.
Right, so the existing tree line, it's kind of hard to see because it's in grayscale. Along the edge of the cul-de-sac over here, towards the resource area, the tree line comes into where we're proposing the cul-de-sac.
Yep.
So we're only removing the trees basically to that point because that's all that's existing right now.
So can you confirm how many square confirm how many square feet are within our 50-foot no-touch zone. You said,
I believe it was like 65 square feet of pavement, which is basically mostly just the Cape Cod berm.
how much tree clearing is within that 50-foot?
I don't know that off the top of my head. I'd have to look at it.
Because when we say no touch, we mean no touch, no clearing of the trees. If that's the case, then it's going to compromise the retention base, the triangular shaped retention basin. Because if you say no trees in the area.
No trees, yeah.
I don't know
It said
how.
above or near.
No, so that, well, there's not going to be any tree clearing within the 50-foot on the
West.
eastern side of
East to west.
the basin. Because the existing tree line kind of goes through the middle of it, so the rest is pretty much open. It's mostly just shrubbery in that area, from what I remember.
Well, okay. Now, okay. So 65 square feet. So within the 65 square feet within the 50-foot, we could very well ask for some vegetation planting to offset that. Okay. Christine, any notes, any questions or comments?
So this project does not have a DEP file number
That
just
was,
yet?
yep.
That was mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was
Right.
getting a tissue. I have no questions at the moment.
Anybody in the audience or online that would like to comment on this? Because we will have to continue it, waiting for the DEP file and the better staking to identify the roadway.
And the trees removed?
And
Well,
trees.
keep in mind, we can only talk about what's within the 50-foot no-work zone.
Why is
What
that?
about 100?
And the 100 foot?
Within the 100.
Within the 100.
Okay.
But the 50-foot, no touching. Is the 100 on the line? Is the 100 on the map,
It
on the
is.
plan?
It is.
God, I can't read it. Show me where the 100 is. I
Kind
can,
of goes through the middle of the cul-de-sac.
okay.
That line
Oh,
there.
I can, now I see the line. Dash dot, dash dot. Okay. So those, we can talk about that. Anything else, folks? Anybody commenting on the line? Anybody online or in the audience?
He's here right
Yeah, we have a
Oh,
live
I'm
person right here.
If I looked up, I would have seen you there. Please identify yourself.
Guy Mobilia. I'm in a butter of the property that's
Okay.
under discussion. I want to apologize because I wasn't able to attend the planning board meeting to voice my opposition to this entire project. I just like to see open space. I don't, we've been there, my wife has been there for over 40 years, and we enjoy our open space. I know this isn't the place to voice my opposition to it, but I want to get it on
Did
record.
planning continue it?
Yeah, so we met with planning originally, and it's gone kind of back and forth with the reviewer. We're at a point now where we believe we've kind of made all the revisions that the planner was looking for. So we're hoping for a clean letter before the next planning board meeting. But we did meet with them, I believe, it might have been a couple months ago now at this point.
Sorry. I was just looking if I could find the,
I think there's like 2 projects going on back there, if I'm not mistaken.
West Street has a project going
A
on.
big one.
That's another concern.
yes, those are big affordable,
Yeah,
Big
20
units.
apartments or 26 apartments.
they've come before Affordable Housing Trust.
We
I was
enjoy
hoping
our
to
peace
see
and
the
quiet
agenda.
there.
Sandy, I have one more question.
Yeah, sorry, we have West Street and you have this Pierce View.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I abutted this one here.
And you're on, what number is yours again? Sorry.
I live at 756 County Road.
756,
So I'm at the
okay.
far end of it from Pierceville, which I don't know if there's a house lot next to me or not. I don't know what I'm looking at. maybe Lot 3. Is that Lot 3 I see there? I'm not sure.
Faith, you had another question?
Yes, is the stormwater management system within the 100 feet? I thought it was. I could be wrong.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
One
That's
of
why I
them.
was asking those questions.
One of them.
Yeah, the infiltration basin's within the 100-foot. Those have a 50-foot minimum setback to wetland, so.
Do you know anything about the pond? Is it a kettle pond? Is it a man-made pond for the bogs?
It looks like a man-made reservoir for the bogs. It looks like it was dug out maybe within the last like 15 years or so, fairly recently.
Okay. We have to continue, waiting for DEP. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Move to continue to 11/19.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye, opposed, abstain. We're continued until the 19th.
Thank you all for your time.
Thank you. We'll see you in the 2 weeks.
Would you let Christine know when you've got the proper staking so she can let us know we can go out there?
I'll make sure that you reach out
Thank you.
when that's done.
Next, please.
All right, on the request for notice of intent for Jeffrey Johnson, 881 East Second Street, number 16, Boston, Mass. Restoration of damaged plantings along east side of property. Complete plantings of enforcement order from October 2023. Map 22, Lot DE, 16 Rose Cove Lane, Wareham, Mass. And notice to open hearing.
I have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What happened to Churchill?
Was that one?
We'll talk about that later. Okay, we're in front of us is Jeffrey Johnson, 16 Widows Cove Lane. Please identify yourself to support the project.
Jeffrey Johnson, owner of the property.
Okay.
Oh.
You're up. You're up.
I apologize. I thought
You're
I got the identifier part right. Yeah. So thank you for your time. I, like the previous person, do not have a DEP number, so I will be seeing you again. But if the committee is comfortable with it, I'd like to just propose the project, get some feedback, and understand.
That'll be fine.
So last time we were here, we had a pretty lengthy discussion, myself along with an abutter and some of our attorneys. As of my belief, I guess, is that it's just myself tonight. What I proposed, and I put together a plan for the committee involving replanting some of the damaged structure that was done by someone other than me. Along with that proposal is a proposal on a previous NOI that I've received that I have not acted upon due to the fact that I've done some major construction in the house, and I just recently got water back about a month or 2 months ago. So I would not have been able to properly support any type of substantial new plantings. That being said, I'd like to propose to the committee in the plan that I put together with the support of a arborist and a horticulturist to both repair the most recent damage to address the NOI, replant the damage in which I did create in my previous NOI, and at the same time, I'd like to propose putting some plantings that fell outside of the scope of both NOIs, but are within the flood zone, and they're bordering adjacent property. So I figured I would just do it all in one fell swoop. The plan, like I said, I had mentioned the plan in front of you, or the plan, submitted plan has the plantings that were at the suggestion of a professional. He came down, viewed the site, viewed the damage and made the suggestions, obviously with some input of my wife and I, as far as what we'd like to see, but something that he felt was native to the coastline, along with, and would support the neighboring things, be able to survive the salt and the ocean, and the coastal bank, and still support the local environment. That's it.
Okay. Jessica?
No questions.
Scott?
No questions, thank you.
Paula Jean?
No questions, thank you.
Michael?
No questions, thank you.
Kwame?
None for me, thank you.
Faith?
When I was down there, it looked like there'd been work done. There was like a pile of stuff in the front yard, and
The violation.
yeah, and it
Oh,
looked
no,
like
no, 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 no. What happened
Oh,
was,
you're-
is there, I apologize.
No, oh, that's the pile of dirt.
That's so what happened is during the construction, my dump trailer, the hydraulic broke, so it's getting repaired. I'll have it back there this week.
okay. That was my question.
That's right, that debris, that
Debris.
pile of.
Yeah,
junk,
the guy,
yes.
it had a flat tire and the
Uh-huh.
hydraulic system went, so the only thing that I didn't want to drive it down the road with the debris in it. That's why I put the tarps down.
It's going to be windy.
And I will say that the debris at this point is tile and flooring, so I don't think it should be a wind issue.
It looked like some other things there too, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, the trailer will be there, if not tomorrow, the following day.
Christine, any comments?
No comments.
Anybody, there's nobody in the audience or online to comment on this project? I have one online. Okay, please identify, let them in and identify.
My name is Susan Broderick. I am an abutter, directly next door to Mr. Johnson. And I do have a question. Number one, I would like to formally state that I am here in Wareham, living for the moment. My husband is in California, living for the moment. And neither one of us received a notice of intent on this project. Evidently, we're supposed to receive a certified letter. We did
Do you have the
not.
green card? Do you have the green cards?
We have received nothing.
Sorry, Susan, I'm asking the question if you have the green
No, I don't
cards.
have the green cards. I was under the impression that when I sent in the advertisement and put out for the notice of the abutters that was taken care of by the town, and I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, no, so I
yeah,
apologize.
right, Susan, the notice to the abutters were not sent. They will be sent in time for the next meeting?
They will?
Okay, thank you. My second question is, when we met, when Mr. Johnson's project was, when his home remodel was being approved, he had on the plan shown a fence going all the way down, and we had a discussion with the commission about there being nothing on the 30-foot restriction area. No fence would be allowed. And Mr. Johnson asked the question at the time, could he plant, could he use vegetation? My question, something for the committee to think about, is how high is that vegetation? I noticed on the new plan, which our attorney did send us, so I did get a chance to look at it very quickly tonight. How high is that vegetation going to be? My understanding was at the time of the previous conversation was that the fence could be no taller than 6 feet, and then that he had to come back with the vegetation, which he obviously is doing. I just concerned about the height of the vegetation in that 30-foot zone. So something to think about when this does come back. And then the other question is planting on the easement. We have a deeded 20-foot easement on the, I believe it's the east side. And I just have a question about what is allowable planting on that 20-foot easement. Is that allowable?
I think we'll discuss it when we have the continued hearing. We'll
Yep,
take-
just a couple of our
Yep.
concerns.
Yep, I will make note of your two concerns.
Thank you.
Okay? Thank you, Susan. Anything else?
Move to,
So- You'll need the green cards.
Yeah, no,
with
certainly. I
Christine.
apologize. I
But
literally
that's-
just filed it for two other towns, and they said, no, we're not having it. The city's now taking responsibility, so it was an improper assumption on my part.
Okay, and I heard you.
move to continue to 11/19.
I have that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We'll continue it until 11:19. Christine, I didn't ask for your comments.
Oh, I have no comments.
Okay,
I've been out to
So-
this site a lot.
okay, thank you. I had a hearing, I had a notice for John L. Churchill Jr., but I don't see it on the agenda.
That wasn't the amended order of condition, was it?
Was that the amended order of conditions? Yes, it
Yeah,
was, sorry.
2850.
So we have amended order of conditions, if you'd like to.
All right. So I do have one amended order of conditions. So on the amended order of conditions for John L. Churchill, 2854 Cranberry Highway, East Wareham, Mass. 02538. The applicant is proposing to add an 8-foot by 28-foot extension to the footprint of a previously approved detached garage. This extension will be located on the east side of the proposed garage, opposite of the wetlands, and will replace a portion of the proposed gravel driveway. Map 129, lot 1077, 2850 Cranberry Highway, Wareham, Mass. And notice to open the hearing.
I have that motion. I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained, the hearing is open. Who's here to represent this project? Anybody online?
No one is raising their hand.
It was the amended order of conditions. Oh. I won't tell John.
I was just about to move to continue.
You came within a blink.
Close one.
Please identify yourself, please.
All right. Good evening, Brian Wallace with JC Engineering. So we are just looking to amend the original order conditions that had been issued, I believe, in 2022. It was construction of a dwelling and a proposed garage. That order of conditions is still active, obviously. We're amending it. The house construction has occurred. The garage construction has not yet, and that's the part of the site work that we are looking to amend here. Originally, it was a 36 by 28 garage. We are looking to, hang on here, add on an 8 by 28 foot extension towards the front of that structure. And we did submit a revised plan on October 20th, which added some staircases with landing and another landing on the northerly side of the building there. So the structure is going to have some dry wells. I don't believe that was shown on the original plan, and a water and sewer connection to the existing dwelling that's there now. So that's essentially what we're looking to do.
Water and sewer.
That's correct.
What's the square footage?
I don't have a number.
Tell me it's 900.
We don't have any plans for this amended order of conditions.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything.
We have the plan here.
How did you get that?
It's in the system.
I'm spoiled by the links.
If you go to
Okay,
the online.
this is on the other
permitting-
side of the existing fence, right?
It is, yeah. So there is a fence out there now that if you went out there and looked at it, you would see 2 stakes on one side of the fence, 2 stakes on the other. So that fence would be relocated as part of this, closer towards the house that's there now. And, you know, that it would just be a simple relocation of that fence.
If this is the garage, why do I need sewer?
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not,
that there's something,
yeah. I mean, a bathroom is something that requires a sewer connection. I think
know,
that's
but-
the intention there. It's 1,008 square feet.
1,000? Okay, so it's more than an ADU.
That's correct. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no intention to make it an ADU.
Okay. Do you find the plan yet, Scott? Jessica,
I
questions?
have a copy of it
I
too.
don't have any questions, but I found a plan.
Paula Jean?
I have no questions.
Michael?
No questions, thank you, ma'am.
You will add dry wells, right?
They are on the plan there, yep.
Kwame?
None for me, thank you.
Faith?
No questions.
Christine, any comments?
No comments.
So, Scott, you find it?
It would take me a while to catch up, I think.
Scott, I got a copy of it here if you'd
That'd be great.
like, just a reduced size one.
I can pass my copy down.
I got one a little bigger too if you need it.
Yeah, a little bit bigger would be better.
Okay, I'll take the little one.
In the meantime, Christine, any comments?
Thanks.
Not that I can think of at the moment.
Here you go.
You got septic, right?
There is, yep. That's, the house is there, the septic has been installed.
Will accommodate an additional flow to it?
Well, there wouldn't be any new bedroom, so there is no.
Okay. So
reason
no
to-
fourth bedroom for the sewer to be saying another EDU? Okay,
Correct.
sorry, I had a sewer hat on.
I'm imagining what that looks like.
Yeah, I had
Sewer-
it. The
sewer
image
hat.
came.
Sewer hat. So you're really just extending the garage size another 8 feet than what was originally approved? In the
That's-
initial,
Yep, that's the gist of
and
it.
some
Yep.
steps?
No questions, thank you.
Okay. Anybody online comment on this? Anybody in the audience to comment on this?
Motion to close the hearing, please.
Second.
I have a motion to close the hearing. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. Christine, your recommendation.
I recommend the amendment to the order of conditions.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstains, done.
All right, thank you for your time, and thank you for moving me
Get
up
your-
a little bit.
Get your paperwork from Christine, okay?
Will do, thank you.
Okay, now we're into continued hearings. 95 Edgewater Drive has asked for a continuance until November 19th.
Move to continue to 11:19.
Thank you.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
opposed, abstained. Okay, the 4048R Great Neck Road has waited, is going to withdraw, but we haven't got the documentation yet.
I have an email from Brian stating that he would wish to withdraw it.
So we'll take a motion to withdraw.
Motion to
So
withdraw.
moved. Oh.
Oh,
I have a motion to withdraw 40 and 48R Great Neck Road Project RDA 122, so that's that motion to withdraw.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. Okay, so I'm 95 Edgewater. I'm just trying to get my paperwork right. That one's there. The next one is Safe Harbor, continued until the 19th. 7 Burgess Point is continued until 12/17. Town of Wareham until March. 8 Johnson Road, 8 Johnson Street.
Still waiting for a DEP file number on that one. I believe the check has not been received by the Boston office for DEP.
Okay.
Move
so
to continue to 11:19.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, we're continued until the 19th. We now have, that's my piece of paper. Sorry, Pete. Now we have River Hawk, 19 Bayview, Bay Point Drive. Anybody here for that project? you put out a draft of an order of conditions,
Yeah,
and Scott put some comments on them.
Yes.
Anybody else comment on them?
I don't have any other comments from anybody at this time.
So I have a question. What do you do with the comments and suggestions? Are they all incorporated?
Yeah, I incorporate them into the conditions that we have, and then I'll send them out to the applicant once everybody's made their comments.
What if I do something silly in my,
Has to be
would you
reasonable.
incorporate those?
Only if I think they're particularly funny, but no.
I mean, silly, okay. Just want to make sure that someone's watching what I do to make sure it stays within bounds.
Now we're gonna let you run wild.
We're on it.
Okay.
Okay,
But I did send a copy of it to the applicant as well. I haven't heard back from them, though.
So you're
So-
looking for a motion to
continue.
continue? Move to continue to 11/19,
Second.
2025.
I have that motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. We're continued to the 19th. We now have 6 Recovery Road. Oh, you're probably going to, finally. This is for Conserve Group, Inc., 6 Recovery Road, notice of intent 150.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the record, Bob Rogers, GAF Engineering. We had our initial public hearing. I gave a presentation of the project back on September 17th. The following week, the planning board had their first public hearing and voted to send the project to peer review, which we certainly anticipated. Had subsequent couple of reviews from Allen and Majors on for the planning board, but of course, the peer reviews include stormwater management, which is also under the purview of the Conservation Commission. But so what I uploaded to the system is this set of final revised plans dated October 15th, 2025. I thought it would be a good idea to upload the final review letter from Allen and Majors so that the commission would have access to it to see that all of the issue, every one of these in the 7 pages, issue resolved, no further comment. The biggest sticking point was just sort of a change in policy, if you will, of the planning board that for a time being on these landscape plans, there's always been a requirement in zoning to have it stamped by a landscape architect, produced by a landscape architect. And so after we received the second review letter, we basically bit the bullet on that, hired our landscape architect. And so everything on the site in terms of grading, the buildings, access, stormwater management is all the same. Lighting, the only substantial change was a significant enhancement to the landscaping. And so we expect to be approved by the planning board on Monday night, the 10th. And so we would ask for you to close the public hearing and issue a positive order of conditions.
And all that landscaping is outside of 100 foot.
Well, I've highlighted the wetland line, and it's not all outside of it, but
Most of it.
the red is the 50-foot no activity for commercial. And so now we
got
have
some
some
more.
landscaping on the sidelines, which we didn't have in the past. We were proposing to retain as much of those tall, thin saplings as possible and evaluate it after construction. We lost that argument, and so we're just going to cut everything down and plant what we're showing on the landscaping plan.
Okay, questions? Jessica?
No questions right now.
Scott?
I remain skeptical that a highly engineered plan like this for controlling the flood waters or the storm waters on a paved surface, that over time, a highly engineered plan like this will fail, especially if it's not properly maintained. And I've seen enough of these kinds of plans and structures to know that eventually they won't be maintained. So, in my opinion, that constitutes a cumulative adverse effect. I wanted to use the right language from the bylaws. That over time, there will be a cumulative adverse effect into the wetlands from the area between the 50-foot no activity zone and the 100-foot limit of the buffer, which is almost the entire paving parking area is in that area. So I guess if I had to ask a question, I would say, how can you assure us that these highly engineered structures that are required to keep these pollutants from the parking area will not be an issue in perpetuity?
Okay. So right now in Recovery Road, we have the woodlands, the vacant lot, and we have absolutely no stormwater management whatsoever. Everything flows off the road untreated, no attempt at infiltration, and it heads down into the wetland system, along with a substantial amount of all of the other industrial properties in this neighborhood. So we have less than 1 acre lot with 2 very small buildings and a small parking lot for 20 cars, 2 loading spaces. We're collecting every bit of the impervious surface, putting it into water quality structures, and ultimately into all of these chambers, which are extremely over-designed. And the owners of this property are not going to want to heavily sand and salt this parking lot. It's going to get plowed. It's not going to get overly treated. You're correct in all drainage systems need to be maintained, just like the buildings need to be maintained, the sewer needs to be maintained. But I think as we spoke about at the first public hearing, this is industrial zoned land, and it is designated for development, and we are providing a compliant stormwater management system, which the presumption then becomes that we are protecting the environment and the groundwater. So I think you have a incorrect assumption that 20 years from now, when nobody maintains this, it's going to stop working. There'll be a giant puddle in the parking lot here. No one will take care of it, and therefore, this doesn't deserve your vote for an order of conditions. The peer review basically confirms that our design is compliant with all of the regulations for stormwater. And there's nothing else I can do on this site to enhance either the water quality or the infiltration of the system.
That I completely agree with. Yeah, I think that you've engineered it as well as it can be engineered. The question then is, what happens to that engineering over time as the system decays?
And everyone has a responsibility for the maintenance of the stormwater management systems, and everyone struggles with it, including the town of Wareham, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and everyone does. But the standards have just consistently gotten more stringent, and the documentation and the certifications that, and the requirement to provide a report on the maintenance activities, it's all in place, and the devil is in the enforcement and in the financial ability of the owner, the municipality, the Commonwealth, to do what they're, to meet their responsibilities, particularly with the stormwater. So again, I ask for a closing of the hearing, a positive issuance of an order of conditions.
Anybody have any other questions? Did I go about, I didn't go around.
You only went as far as Scott.
Oh, that's right. Paula Jean.
Okay. So I'm listening to your explanation, and are you saying that over time, I'm hearing you say, and you tell me if I'm correct, that over time, removing all the vegetation and replacing it with these highly engineered systems is going to protect the wetlands better?
I'm saying that this design does protect the wetlands better than the situation that's out there right now with untreated stormwater running out of a head wall, going straight across the property and into the wetland system.
But going across
with-
the vegetated property, right?
Correct.
Which
With
the
whatever
the
oils
vegetation
and
in and of
fluids.
itself slows
So,
that down.
I guess
Okay.
we don't need to argue the merits of whether this should be industrial property or not.
I know.
But what I'm saying is, in Recovery Road right now, which is the town's responsibility, there is absolutely no treatment or infiltration taking place. There is no protection for the wetland system from a stormwater management standpoint. In order to develop this project, we have to meet that responsibility. And when we prove to you through an independent peer review that the design is compliant, then you have an obligation to simply look at the construction sequence, the erosion controls, during construction, which is the permit that you're issuing to all these projects, during construction, are the wetlands protected by our design, by our notice of intent? And so we say yes.
I guess what I'm saying is it's a matter of trust in the future that who's going to maintain it. If you were going to be the person, you said to me, I'm going to live for X number of years, and you personally were in charge of all that, I'd probably feel pretty confident. But we don't know who it's going to be, and my time on the planet shows me that talk is cheap and people don't follow up with their responsibilities. So I think that's a concern you're hearing.
Anything else?
No, thank you.
Michael?
No questions, thank you.
Kwame?
None for me, thank you.
Faith?
Yes, I have a question. Per the Wetlands Protection Act, 10.02, 1 and 2, stormwater management systems installed must be properly maintained.
That's
So
correct.
that is part of the Wetlands Protection Act. So my question was very similar. I have a concern because it's within the buffer zone of how we're going to guarantee who's going to be paying for the maintenance of this. Again, if this is going to fall into the purview of the town.
So it's private property, it's always going to be private property, and initially it's the contractor, but then it's Acoustic, the proposed owner of the property, and every subsequent owner of the property will have that responsibility.
Anything else, Faith?
No other questions at this time, thank you.
Christine, any comments?
I might have asked this at the last time that we had this, but it's been a while. But with the stormwater systems, what were the measures taken to prevent any runoff from getting into the wetlands? It's just because the grading up in that sort of like right-hand corner side is a little bit more steep. Kind of
So-
seems to slope down towards the wetlands.
Yeah, so, again, fortunately in Wareham, we have areas of excellent sand with a high exfiltration rate, and we have that again here. And so when I say the design is conservative, you could dump buckets of water into this sand and it's just going to disappear. But when we size the drainage system, we're restricted to a maximum of 8 inches an hour. So if you take whatever size chamber and fill it with water, we're only allowed to calculate 8 inches an hour, even if it's going 2 feet an hour. So we have 2 pipes shown on this plan that are pure overflows. At the top of the chamber system, there's a 6-inch pipe, I think, that only when a storm would exceed, 7.5 inches of rain, would it overflow. And it's the same over here. These two rain gardens are primarily treating Recovery Road, which isn't being treated right now. But this, that looks like a discharge, it's above where the calculated 100-year elevation is. So everything from the impervious areas goes into the ground, and only the altered landscaped areas and the untouched areas would be flowing into that wetland. It's a significant improvement for this area of Recovery Road and the down gradient wetland system.
So I didn't ask any questions, but what strikes me as interesting and that I had to look back at your plan about was this is industrial, right? So it is very different. The rules are different in the zoning for industrial than they are for what we're used to really looking at. So I'm looking at your plan, and your plan shows that the maximum impervious surface that's allowed is 70%. And what's provided here is 51%. Is that right?
Yes, it's not on this sheet.
But I only say that to say, like, I'm looking at this plan and I'm looking at what looks like so much of it being covered and then requiring the management of the water and the runoff. But what's allowed, it seems like you're below the amount that's allowed. So technically, under a different plan, it could be worse from our perspective.
Sure.
So if what you've designed is a system, although you're right about, it requires maintenance into the future, it requires trust, but someone could come back here with I don't mean to say your plan's bad, I mean to say a worse plan, right? Like a more intense building situation.
Right, this is a parking lot where you're gonna have employees show up in the morning and then they're gonna leave in the afternoon. And it's not a Walmart, it's not a retail, it's not a, gas station. But yes, we are well under, it is a 70% impervious for industrial, and we're at 50%. And I guess there's no building coverage, just a total impervious coverage. But a very similar project to this was approved in 2018, at that time by the Conservation Commission and the Planning Board. And this is, the only difference is there was a building in the middle and two parking lots and two entrances, and now we have one parking lot centrally located and two buildings, and a 50-foot no-activity zone, as opposed to a 30-foot no-activity zone, which you would have on any residential subdivision, single-family house lot. People living there 24/7, wanting to maximize their living area and space and views and so forth. And this is going to be jobs and tax benefit and environmentally compliant in the industrial zone on a piece of property that's been doing nothing for the town of Wareham for many years.
Anything else? John, anybody online?
No one has raised their hand at this time.
Anybody in the audience? Okay. Any other comments? If not, we'll ask to close the hearing.
I just have one. Since you guys seem to be a bit apprehensive about the maintenance of the stormwater management systems, with those, they usually come with operation and maintenance plans, and those include like schedules for when maintenance is done. You might be able to request a copy of when the maintenance is done, just so you know that it's being kept up.
Yeah, so I anticipate that is something that the planning board is going to take on in their conditional site plan approval. So we did that's a basic requirement in any stormwater report now. Construction phase erosion sedimentation control, long-term operation and maintenance plan, which includes a budget and so, yes, sweeping twice a year inspect the catch basins, clean them out when there's a certain sediment depth, and who's responsible and who has to pay. And I don't know what Wareham is doing right now, but everyone else is looking at the estimate for annual maintenance and saying, put it in the form of a bond or a surety, and you know, people are doing it differently, but I think that is something that is more appropriately conditioned by planning, and,
Since they do all the stormwater anyway.
but, excuse me? They,
Planning handles the stormwater
well,
plans.
it's a shared responsibility,
but-
certainly, but I haven't seen in an, you know, unless we didn't need site plan review, and all we needed was an order of conditions, then I could
would
see, okay, a special condition for reporting or otherwise. But, you know, again,
Okay.
we put that big, beautiful water quality structure in Onset Avenue, opposite the beach, and I don't want to tell you what the answer is when I ask how many times that's been cleaned out in the last 6 years.
Exactly.
That's the town of Wareham.
Exactly.
And nobody's shutting down Onset Avenue or denying drainage improvements for municipal projects for a lack of commitment or
Well,
action.
the state is requiring the town to do cleaning out,
It's just-
inspection of every one of our stormwater drains, thousands of them.
Correct, and that's
Yes.
because the EPA is
Yep.
making everyone do it. And,
Yep.
but anyway, I'm not
All
trying to
right.
beat up the town of Wareham.
Anything else before we close the hearing?
You guys had one thing that you spoke about at the last one, some sort of boundary marker at the 50-foot no activity zone.
Marking at the 50-foot, we can put that in our order of conditions.
Certainly.
I just had one, and Bob, I really appreciate the back and forth. I'm learning a lot from you, and from the discussion within the commission as well. It's helped me as a commissioner represent the people of Wareham, and what I always feel the responsibility that I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for the residents of the town. And I believe we're acting in their behalf. So that's, when I'm asking questions, I'm asking what I think is what the residents would want to ask. But what I'll say is you mentioned that the town has zoned this for industrial purposes. But I would suggest that the town is, in their zoning decisions, is also assuming that the other departments are going to do their jobs, that zoning's going to do their job, planning's going to do their job, and conservation is going to do its job as well. So just because the town zones something in some way doesn't mean that's a free-for-all, that anything can happen there.
Oh, certainly not.
Okay.
Understood, Scott. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Anything else? All right. If you're willing, I'll take a motion to close the hearing.
Motion to close the hearing.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? The hearing is closed. Christine, your recommendation?
Standard order of conditions with a boundary marker at the 50-foot no activity zone. And even though it is normally a planning thing, I would suggest getting those reports for the stormwater maintenance, just because everybody seems to be very apprehensive about that.
So when you send it to the planning department, send a copy our way. Or the stormwater review of the conditions of the storm drains.
Sure.
What is it called?
I mean, I think Christine can very easily check with Josh, who should be drafting just a decision for the planning board for this, and that would certainly.
So when
just
you
with
ask the
that-
planning board, ask that copy be sent to us with the planning board.
Yeah.
Okay, and we will put in our order conditions that we be included in that distribution.
That's fine.
There you
Okay?
go.
Can I take a motion? Standard order of conditions with the 50-foot marking of the 50-foot, and a stormwater condition plan or report.
Compliance with the long-term operation and
Thank you,
maintenance.
compliance.
Plan.
Does that include a bond?
So we provide I don't know if Wareham requires a bond or not, and so, but I know Acushnet does, and I know other towns do.
And would that be through
again, it's-
planning? Like, would planning require that or
So
waive that?
it would be whoever is the person responsible for enforcement of the stormwater bylaw in the town of Wareham. Because it all ties together, the illicit discharge compliance, what the town needs to do, enforcing what these people need to do, because it's all tied to that EPA, MS4, and DEP stormwater management, so. Yeah, I just think sometimes it can be abusive. You know, the town, I don't envision the town ever wanting to take over responsibility with someone else's money and go clean this out. When for one, you know, the simple fact, there's no discharges, and there's so many other areas in town. But it's a reasonable thing to say, put some money aside and just provide your reports that you're supposed to be producing. And did you sweep? Did you need to clean the catch basin? What did you do? Did you even inspect it? But that it puts a burden on the town to have to enforce all that. Someone's got to keep up with it. Someone's got to track it.
Madam Chair, did you make a motion, or were you framing what the motion would be?
I can't make the motion. I identified the three things that we had included with their standard order, the marking of the 50-foot and the compliance report. Those were the things I heard, but I can't make the motion. You can say so moved,
Well,
So moved, second.
unless you had something else to add.
I did have something else. I was going to move to deny the permit based on Town's Bylaws, Division 6, Section 7, paragraphs 1, 2, and 3. That the entire buffer zone is presumed to be important and likely to have a significant individual or cumulative adverse effects of loss, degradation, isolation, etc. The language is there in those paragraphs. Also for failure to avoid or prevent unacceptable, significant, or cumulative effects upon the resource area values protected by this bylaw.
So your motion is to deny?
Correct.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to deny. I will ask individually. Jessica, yes or no? Deny or
No.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean?
Aye.
Kwame,
Yes.
you going to deny?
No. Yes, I approve the bond.
No, we're voting on denying.
Specifically denied?
Yes, so the answer is no, I'm not going to deny. Michael,
Deny.
you want to deny it? And I'm going to vote against it, so we are a tie, therefore it fails.
So we need to do something, because this is unprecedented in my 10 years in the town of Wareham, that because an activity takes place within the 100-foot buffer zone, even though we're respecting the 50-foot no-activity zone, you want to deny the project?
It failed. Now, someone can make a motion for standard order conditions, the marking of the 50-foot and the compliance report. Anybody willing to make that motion? Folks, you denied it. By denying it, it's approved. By not making a statement, by not going one way or the other, it's by default approved, without our standard order of conditions or our 50-foot or our compliance report. Really?
I'll make the motion.
I have that motion to do a standard order conditions marking the 50-foot and the compliance report. I have that motion. Do I have a second? I will second out of necessity. I will vote. Jessica?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Paula Jean?
No.
Michael?
Yes, aye.
Kwame?
No.
And I'm voting aye. 4-2, it passes. You have it.
Thank you so much.
The next one we have is 2645 Cranberry Highway, notice of intent 154, Manuel D. Loranda. Oh, I skipped, we'll do you. We'll go back to Hamilton Beach one, after this one, since you're already here. You don't have to hear the rest of that one. Okay, your project.
Good evening, Brian Grady, GAF Engineering. This is a continued meeting. My memory is there were no questions, comments at the last hearing. We were just waiting for the DEP file number, which we have received. No comments from DEP on the project, so I don't know if there are any additional or any questions at this time.
Any questions? I'm going to go, Jessica.
I'm just opening it back up again, so come
Okay.
back to me, please.
Scott?
No questions.
Paula Jean?
No questions, thank you.
Michael?
No questions.
Kwame?
None at this time, thank you.
Faith?
One question, in the submitted blueprint, pit 1 and pit 4 didn't show depth of pit percolation. Do you have those?
4 test pits, you only need to perk 2 of them.
2?
You don't need to perk all 4.
Okay.
Jessica?
No questions.
Christine, any comments?
No comments.
We had a split rail fence to identify the 30-foot, right?
Yeah, we are showing a barrier along the 30 feet.
Okay. There's nobody here. You must be here for a reason, sir. Have we come to your project yet?
No, I just have a question about something further down the list.
Okay, then,
fine, thank
all
you.
right, so, anybody online, John?
No one has raised their hand.
All right. I need a motion to close.
Oh, so moved?
I have a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained. Christine, your recommendations.
A standard order of conditions with the split rail fence delineating that 30-foot no activity zone.
I have that motion made.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained. You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I skipped over One World Ave, Hamilton Beach. They were waiting for formal withdrawal. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's fine. No For One World.
Hamilton Beach Association have you got a formal withdrawal?
I've not gotten a formal withdrawal yet.
So I make a motion, someone makes a motion to continue.
Move to
Continue,
Go
move
ahead.
to continue to November 19th.
Second.
Thank you. I have that motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. We're waiting for the formal withdrawal. Now, we're due a certification of compliance requests.
Okay.
That's me, I guess.
Okay, which one are you?
Tim Nimrod Wayne.
Oh, well,
Oh.
come up and have a seat.
Okay. My name's Edward DeMello, and we have a purchase and sale on that property. And we're really excited, and I just don't really know what that pertains to, so I'm questioning that, I guess.
Okay, so we have 10, you want to bring that out of order for you
Yeah, that's
to
fine.
talk about it? Okay.
I see.
And?
So, there was project proposed back at 10 Nimrod Way, but no work ever actually occurred. So they're just asking for a certificate of compliance to close it out so that it can be, I know it's on the market or it's currently being sold.
Right.
So the certificate of compliance just needs to clear before it gets sold, which no work ever actually occurred on here. So there's not really much to it.
Weren't there two permits applied for, one back in like 2012 and another in 2019?
So the one in 2019, the work was completed then, and they'd already received a certificate of compliance for
they
it.
did? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's this older one that hadn't gotten it closed out.
That was, I guess, basically my question. I'm just concerned being a new purchaser, that's all.
Okay, so that, your recommendation is that we approve?
Yes, issue it.
issue a certification of compliance.
Yes.
So moved.
I have that motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Done. So it'll come
But it
off,
was interesting to listen to all of this. I've never been to one of these.
it'll come off the deed.
Thank
Okay.
you, folks. Thank you.
Thank you. Christine, get down the list.
Okay, so for 76-2373, recommend issuance of certificate of compliance.
So moved.
I have that motion. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? We're good. Next, please.
And for 76-410, recommend issuance of a certificate of compliance.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? That's ancient.
That is ancient. Yeah.
410?
I think it was from 1987.
Oh, my gosh.
Congratulations, Wareham Shores.
Wow. Next one, please.
For 76-1396, recommend issuance of a certificate of compliance.
So moved.
That
Second.
motion, I heard a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Next, please.
For 76-2931, recommend issuance of certificate of compliance.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, and I heard a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Down to continued enforcements, which is related to the Hamilton Beach one, so nothing's happening there?
Not yet. So I did speak with the new owner. He has an engineer. They told him about 4 weeks. So he's in the process of
Okay.
getting a notice of intent put together to submit to the commission.
Okay, now we have some minutes. We have,
I've added your corrections to the minutes.
okay. So we have minutes of September 17th.
Yeah.
September 17th is, the correction was that I asked that Scott be addressed as Doctor versus Mister. This one going
Whatever.
forward. No, we do it for all the sewer minutes, and it's just about time we did it for these also, so that it'd be Mr.
What about Esquire?
versus Doctor.
She's Esquire.
So we have a minutes of September 17th. We were all here.
Move to accept minutes of 9/17/2025.
I have a motion,
Second.
and I heard a second. All in favor?
Aye.
600. Then we have minutes of
October 1st.
October 1st. I did ask that, I was concerned about 40 and 48R. The vote was 500 to open the hearing, and I wasn't sure when Jessica left before or after we opened the hearing.
I believe she left before.
Which is, okay, then that's why that's 500, so I have nothing else on that one. So October 1st?
Yeah, and I changed the 600 on that to 500 also.
Thank you.
Move to accept minutes of October 1st, 2025.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. Then we have minutes of October 15th. And the certification of compliance, you corrected the vote from 500 to 600. So I had no other issues with the October 15th minutes.
Move to accept the minutes of October 15th as presented, 2025.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, and thank you for getting them working on them.
Doing good.
We still have back to June to go, so I'm sure she's working on them, huh?
Yeah, there's actually one I will have to send you tomorrow from July, I believe.
Okay.
Understanding that it's 8:43, I just had a quick question about 10 Nimrod Way. Since the work wasn't done, couldn't the new owner have just requested a withdrawal of the permit?
It's recorded at the registry. In order to clear the title, you have to show it as satisfied.
I see. Once it's recorded, then you have to, okay, thank you.
It's a deed thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else on this agenda that we haven't covered? Wait a minute, where's my agenda?
You have fines discussion, but I think it's a little late.
I
for
think
fines.
we've done it.
Sort of.
Move to adjourn at 8:44 PM Eastern Standard Time.
Planet
I have
Earth.
that motion to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained. Thank you very much. We've got some paperwork to sign. Thank you, people.